Hello, everybody, and welcome to what I like to call my green room. For no other reason than the walls are painted green, and there's a reason for the walls being painted green. That's my cat crying. Can you hear that? Just give me a sec till I sort her out. Okay, good. So the cat's sorted out. So the reason that the walls are painted green is because you know when you go to Bunnings, you think I only need a litre of paint, but just get two just in case, and then you discover the difference in price between the 2 litres and the 4 litres is hardly anything. And I'm Scottish, so I have to get good value. And I come home with 4 litres of paint, and consequently, many of the walls in our house are painted this lovely green colour. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is something quite different. Just give me a sec. So the point of this video, I just had to pick her up because she's actually quite old and she gets a bit mad. So the point of this video is that as so many of us are aware, many of our book launches were cancelled due to, coronavirus. Damn you. And so I just thought I would do what I might have done on the night of my launch, and that is this little launch speech. But just before I do that, I just thought I would just say briefly thank you to Wakefield Press, who were amazing as always. And this is my third book I've published with Wakefield Press. And when you're working with a publisher in the lead up to publication, they always need something, quite rightly so. It might be a photograph for the front, a photograph for the back. We to and fro with edits for many weeks, sometimes months. Sometimes they'll send an email saying, delete that poem, it's absolute rubbish. No, they totally never said that ever. But at the end of that process, you organise your launch, etc. So in the absence of a launch, of a launch real time with real people, I just ask you to imagine that we're in Better Read Than Dead in Newtown right now, busy bookstore upstairs. We're making so much noise, the managers had to come up and say, look, can you all be quiet? This is ridiculous. So glasses clinking in the background, if you can just imagine that. So at one stage in the proceedings with Wakefield Press, they said to me, look, can you send us a bio to include in the book? And I thought, oh, bios are so boring, especially my bio, which is kind of a list of my underachievements, really. But instead of sending them a bio, I rather cheekily wrote something else, which I thought was a little bit more interesting, and that's what I was referring to as an author's note. So I sent it to them, and they said, yeah, we really like that. We'll include that in the book as an author's note, but we still need a boring bio. So the cat's back, and she's 21, so she won't settle down. So if the launch had gone ahead, this is the piece that I would have read. This is my author's note from the front of the collection. When people ask me what my poems are about, I want to say... So the cat won't settle. Cats being cats. So the cat, what can I do? So... had the launch gone ahead, this is the launch speech, if you want to call it that I would have given. This is my author's note. When people ask me what my poems are about, I want to say, grief, despair, hilarity, goats, cancer, custard, the solitary hair on my father's smallpox scar, corkscrewing from his upper arm like a mung bean on a sheet of damp paper, that kind of stuff. But you can't say that, not in the author's note at the front of your own book. So let me say this instead. Some 5 years ago, my father died unexpectedly. I was with him when he died. We had a shitty relationship. He was a shitty kind of guy. But grief is grief, and it sneaks up on you in the most unexpected of places, like today at the cafe when the waitress told me the cake of the day was Black Forest Gâteau, and I thought he'd have ordered that. An hour after he died, I stepped out of the hospital into the abnormally bright Scottish sunshine and made the decision that from that moment on, I would live my life differently. that I would take my life by the balls. And so I took what's generally regarded to be the insane decision to give up my day job in order to write full time. The Lactic Acid in the Calves of Your Despair is my third book. When I'm not writing, I can also be found too frequently dreamily Googling French chateaux for sale in little medieval villages with patisseries on the corner where hair-netted ladies know my name and sometimes slip a little tarte aux pommes or millefeuille into my bag practically unnoticed. And so, dear reader, although your Google searches may differ greatly from mine, it is my sincerest wish that as you climb the mountain of your own life, you too will come across hair-netted ladies thrusting little profiteroles and freshly made creme brulees in your general direction. And it is my dearest wish that as you climb, the lactic acid in the calves of your own despair will not burn too deep. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys are doing okay in your isolation. And yeah, I'll see you guys online.